H4 Road. If not, I'd like to move on. Probably gonna skip forward, Jim, see if we can do any department head reports, or what do you have for us?
Before you was, I think we have, you wanna come up? Up here? We did get a bill for the mowing of
Okay.
so I know we discussed in the past that there was maybe a 1 year confusion, so I added, and did put together some stuff. He did, did go to the landfill, he did mow it, did a good job. And, but that's before the board, I know there was some discussion last time, that it was supposed to be a 1 year thing, I think he was early in up, it was maybe a 2 year.
All I got was the bid sheet and the sheet that I signed, and the bid sheet says 2016, 17, 18. So I was assuming that that's the way you guys are doing it for 3 years, but
Do you have that?
it's at home. When I came in last time, I was saying, she showed it to me.
There's
I
two
had-
different conflicting ones, that's the problem.
Right.
But you did sign the,
I did sign the one that I had that said 16, 17, 18.
It's Bruce, right? Alright, so, and you did the mowing last year.
Last year, yes, sir.
And from what I understand, the job was completed to the satisfaction of those of us who did it. I didn't make it out there yet, but
It was approved.
it was approved.
sent me pictures, keep it updated and stuff.
And Gary, you went out there as well. You had-
Perfect. So we didn't pay anything, because I know it was discussion with the board. Did do the services, but he was thinking that he was going on a 3 year. Two different pieces of information. I think Lonnie typed up the first contract that was signed.
So Bruce, I believe, my understanding of the confusion is when we did the 3-year original, and I have it right here. It says the Board of Health is requesting quotes for lawn mowing. The board intends to award a 3-year contract and is subject to appropriation. So I guess the miscommunication is subject to appropriation. That's the funding that this board has to be able to do that. And well, John, I don't know if you were here, but Will, I know you were here, Jim, you were here. At the time, the amount for the 3 years would have put us over the budget. And so as we awarded it for a 1-year mowing. Is that your recollection?
I think because of the bid process, and you can't award a bid without the money. So we didn't currently, that time, we didn't hold the monies, we're out the health funds. We've since then had the monies given back to the board and control. And I think if it was appropriation, the amount was gonna go over what we could appropriate. I think you're right, we discussed that, but we wanted to keep it to one. And I don't know how it got confused and how it signed it. I think this was done before Andrea or even I were doing it, so I apologize for that, but I think he did sign the one that said the 3 consecutive years, because it was in there, but then I think the signature's on that one. But we did find the other one that said 1 year.
Yeah, she showed it to me when I came in.
Did a lot of research.
Failed for this year, for the last one.
How many mowings have you done total up there?
3.
You've done 3.
Last year, it was a year.
And you got paid for 2.
I paid for 2, yes.
Okay. Just gonna read this a little bit here. Contract amount not to exceed $9,000 total for 1 mow in the spring or 2016, 4,500, and 1 mow in the fall 2016, 4,500. Payment will be paid within 30 days after the mowing. So I don't know where we stand with this, because the contract itself
Says just those specific ones.
shows those. I don't know, did you see that in there, Bruce?
What I got was the two papers, the one that said, it was like the bid sheet and the paper that I signed, that's all I received.
No, this is the one that you signed. What happened was, we tried to go out for a 3-year, we didn't have the,
You highlighter?
yes. Oh, my goodness. We didn't have the appropriate, we didn't have the funding to it. And you read that, I believe my interpretation is we hired you for 1 year, for 2 months. Not to say we weren't gonna do it this year, but what changed in this board is we had consultants go out and determine that this, we were gonna mow the landfill 1 time a year, not twice a year. And so we would try to do that a little bit later in the season. And then I was actually talking to my brother, and he said, I think my brother just mowed the landfill, and I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to do that. And
I don't think this is the same paper that I have at home, I have to look at it, because the one specifically says, it was like a bid sheet.
Battery
that I
dead.
got, and then it was just stapled right to
Battery dead.
this one.
Battery dead.
so that one's not,
This is not what I have at home, no. This is what Andrew was showing when I came in and dropped off the bill.
is that, did you sign that?
Yeah, I did,
Is that your signature there?
it is,
Okay.
but that's not what I have at home.
Right. So,
Did you get a copy when you signed that one?
I didn't get that paper there at all, no. I got a copy of
you
the
have
bid
this.
sheet.
That's the one you
I'm
have.
not that.
Yeah, I have this, yep, I have this and the signature sheet together, that's it. I don't have that paper right there at home.
You got that from the prior administrative assistant, correct?
I got it from Andrea when I came in.
No, when you first signed it. You didn't-
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
just this paper and that paper together, that's it. Not that paper that Matt had on his left hand.
Well,
So I was assuming that this is all you guys did.
yeah,
So I just kept it going with flow,
right.
you know.
I don't think it's his fault either. I can understand what happened. He's not trying to force something on us by any means. I also thought we were supposed to be notified before the mowing started too, but I don't see that in the paperwork, because that could have,
That was like the full thing.
yeah. So,
I did go up there and it's a good job.
the dilemma that this board's coming across now is basically, we're only mowing it 1 time a year going forward, or at least we're gonna try the 1 time a year and see if that's adequate. It's just a little earlier in the season than we wanted to, because we're not saying we wouldn't have had you do it, we would've certainly called you, did a great job, we're very happy with the work. We hadn't actually gotten that far. So, my personal thought is, you did the mowing, it might be a little bit earlier, but you still got mowed within this year, and that's ultimately,
Right.
should be fine with us.
Yeah.
So, I just wanna make sure from a legal point of view that we get this figured out properly, so we don't end up in problems, or you don't end up in
Right.
problems and all that. So, 'cause we certainly don't want you to go out there and mow it and then say, oh, thanks, but we're not paying you. That's definitely not,
Right,
and
right.
you're not out there to
Right, I
cut
don't
grass,
want that,
you've got
right.
plenty of practice, I know. So, I would like to, well, let me back up. Do you have any discussion on it, John, do you have any discussion on it?
Go ahead. No, what I understand both.
Yeah.
I understand what he got there, what he signed. There was nothing.
Right.
And even out there, I think I'd make a motion that we pay him for this year and next time we have it right up right.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're going to put up a bid again. Do we?
Well, I believe that the amount that he's charged us is below the bid requirement.
Yes.
So I don't see us getting into the who's-cow for that. You know, technically, we do have, we still have the most current bids, and he is the low bidder on it.
Yes.
So I don't have a problem with doing that, I just wanna make sure that we're legal to do that. I don't have a problem with this, because I know you did a great job, and you held the price, I mean, there's no, it was just, it's a little bit of confusion.
Right, just what we said. Which I understand. Things happen.
So, Willie has a motion on the floor. I'd like to amend his motion a little bit. His motion was to pay you the bill. I would like to just add, I'd like to pay you the bill, and we'll figure out next season. But the amendment on the motion is, as long as it's legal for us to do so, as it is. I just want to run it by whoever the powers to be, to make sure that we're okay with that.
I'll check with Robin when she returns.
Okay,
We do have his bill, so, and I'll check, as soon as I speak to Rob, maybe we'll put his conference calls.
okay,
And then we can make sure we get it, and then we can pay him as soon as possible, to make sure we are following all the rules and regulations, that someone doesn't complain. He did provide the services already.
correct.
Please don't do anything else until you call.
No way.
John, anything to add to that?
No, as long, I don't know if it was stated, but a new contract or something rewritten.
We'll tweak it.
Yeah, tweak it so that there's no misunderstanding.
One more per year, later in the season.
Well, not only that, but for it to be notified prior to a mow.
There you go, yep. So
Yes, absolutely.
I think I've got all the bases covered that I was thinking of, so yes, I agree with Willie's motion, your amendment, and I'll second both of them.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
And I did get information, Mr. O'Neill, that there's nothing holding that gate.
Okay.
The chain is just doing nothing. They're going in, backing in there, doing everything. We should put the signs up and put a log for us, for the law, and for the police and fire department.
Okay.
I think the real estate, doing real estate ones, everybody will have the same key. And then get it.
I'll work on that, if you like. Make sure we secure it temporarily, even if I have to put a lock, we get enough keys for everybody, and I'll work on getting a real estate one.
Yeah, I think that would work good.
Someone took the chains and locks out of here, they were here.
It's a mess up there as far as that goes. And they go, they were in
It's
there.
after I went up the last watch.
I mean, if they want to get in there, they have, anyway,
Right.
but we want to make sure there's signs up there.
So we have additional work to be done this year up there, Gary, is that correct? We're gonna rub out the lower detention basin?
We talked about the lower detention basin, we talked about some, there's a few areas, some signs, there's a few areas of scalding up on top where the cap is exposed. Those do need to get repaired, I should look at it now as we mowed. Those are pretty small issues, I don't know if you noticed them, but on a couple
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
really steep, there's a few spots where the black line is
Black
coming
is
through.
showing right through, yeah.
So basically, we just need to put some soil on that, seed it or.
When's the next time in your calendar that you're up there
I'm
already?
scheduled to be up there in Q4, so it'll be after October. October, November, December will be there, and that's when we have to do the third-party inspection that Jim Allen is required to do. It's either late Q3 or early Q4, I can't remember.
So
Growing season, we're not doing, we don't plant anything up there until end of September anyways.
Right. So I'm just wondering if we hold off on that to do a third-party inspection, come back with a report to us, and then at that point we can address it.
I think that's fine unless you've got dramatically worse areas where you were up there.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
small, they were
Yeah,
a
they're just
couple
small
of
little
feet.
squares, yeah.
And as far as cleaning out the detention basin, we looked at it when it was in growing season, it was pretty aggressive, but once it dies down, it doesn't look that bad. So I'm not sure that really needs action right away.
Okay.
It's recommended consideration, but I don't think it needs to be done right away.
We also want to get some signs up, and there was some other stuff we wanted to do anyways.
Definitely get the signs up.
I do, every other week, I try and stop by there and do, just to look to see if there's anything that happened. You know, wait a month or 2 months inside the minor strip quite on, so.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be tough to put signs in there. I mean, I don't know.
You can just go around.
And I
Go to
could,
the end of the bids, you know,
yeah,
wall.
at least start somewhere, we get at least some. I can order signs and get them if they want.
You can do it.
Probably something that just says something like no trespassing, please take notice.
Yeah,
Practice going to go.
That'll put the fear into some.
I can get them right from, we can order them and have them here in 2 days, so.
Practice going to go.
So it's just a matter of actually having somebody do it. We were thinking that if somebody was in there with machinery, they might be able to get them a little bit higher
If
up.
they're not, that's what I'm saying, I can do it, but I don't know how high I could get them up.
I had a lot of fun.
Just carrying it through there, you kill yourself. I will work on that, keep that, as far, at least posting something and get a lock on it so you can't get in there.
All right, so Bruce, we're going to just get this confirmed that we're good to go. I don't think there's gonna be a problem with it. If there's a problem with it, then we'll have to take it to the next level and see how we resolve the problem. I think we're fine, okay? I know we wanna get you paid as soon as we can, and I'm sure you would like to get paid as soon as possible, so if we can address
I'll
it.
do it right away.
Yeah.
Just that Robin has, is on vacation, so I don't know who else I can speak to other than her.
Okay.
So as soon as she gets back, I will make sure I meet with her right away.
It's under the requirement, and we know you're the low bidder from the last bid, so I don't see a problem with it. It's gonna do your work, you fine job, so. Okay, well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Bruce.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bruce.
All right, Bruce, I'll give you a call, okay?
Thank you.
So, Jim, do you have anything else on the department here?
I made up some, Mara did a lot of work, some of these books, reviewed them, we had them printed up for free. We have 3 boxes, they're gonna hand them out at Old Home Day and down at the senior center, we're handing them out. Put your own doctor in there and stuff, it's just a safety handbook she did an excellent job. We had Robert review it because they have to have the town administrator, town manager in front when you send something out like this. So she looked at it. Mara diligently went back in and made some corrections, and we had them printed up. You can see there's already 1 box gone. There's 3 boxes out there. And on home day, they're going to have Triumph hand them out. The LEPC, the fire chief is very happy with these, so they want to hand them out. But these come from the Board of Health. We did get a grant for the animal inspector. She had 5 large cages, 5 small cages, and an animal control box with special gloves, mats, pads. She's very happy. Took some pictures. She had to get the van. Huge, a very big cages, not together, of course. If you go from one to the other, she had that in the van. So there's 10 cages altogether, and there's also a big, huge kit that has special gloves for her that an animal can't bite through.
We're at the kit right now.
Yep.
Jim, is this,
And this is all free. It's a grant that I wrote.
yeah, no, I was just curious, why so many cages? Is this like you go out to somebody's
Well,
hoarding
say we set up
pads
an
or-
EDS site.
Yeah.
You don't leave your dog at home.
Oh, yeah.
You want to bring your animal with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Say there's a disaster or
Yeah.
something, so we need to have secure cages for animals. That's why I'm on the executive board for health directors and area health agents, so. I took a picture of her. So we will be going before the selectmen to let them know that we did get, I mean, this is a lot of money, this is a lot of big things.
So where will the cages be housed?
At the animal shelter.
Oh, okay, there's room there.
Ann Hassel, she's very happy she stopped by. She drove up to Worcester, 'cause I went to pick them up and I'm like, I can't take these on the car.
Yeah, big.
They were too big, so I just grabbed, we do have 2 iPads now that if we set up a site, I'll have one program for the chair that they'll have step-by-step instructions, what we need to do in the site. So you'll have kind of an idea of what's going on and I can communicate back and forth. And that was a grant, that was like $3,000 for those, but I'm not an iPad guy, I'm a Samsung, and Samsung over there, so I had to have someone show me how to set those up. And Mara, that's her specialty, so she's working on those, but I had to have my email address, so I had to get my phone in there also, so I'm working on that, otherwise I'd have it here. But we did get those. And I'm working on the next grant cycle, we're gonna be getting a very large trailer to replace the one we have at Southbridge. We're gonna
Really?
take that one. So it's about was it $38,000 total? Tomorrow we're gonna actually do a great job. So I think it's about almost $40,000.
Wow. That'd be great to get.
So it'll be good for them, Southbridge is helping us because they want the department because it's already put together and done. So, Andrew's on vacation this week, so things are going smooth. Jim came in today. We do have a new public health nurse today. We do have a still continuing service for ducks. I did all the camp inspections, along with the state came with me. We have quite a few, so Charlton has lots of camps, lots of children's camps, so we did all those, so things are moving along fine, so.
Good.
I heard it, they should.
There's a guy that wants to build it, right?
Oh, yes.
And he wants to level it, he wants to build now. So, we got to make it for a build.
Yeah, that's the issue. He can't get a building permit unless he takes out a well.
And the whole curve ain't gonna let him do it. Even if he writes up a thing saying, you know, he wants the house sold. It's gonna be a couple of years, but they're gonna make him put one way, and then build it.
Well, you can't live at the house without.
Yeah, we can't do occupancy without water anyway, so.
So we should just say, hey,
I think he's gonna put the well in if he wants to build now.
and then he's just gonna have to, he knows this is happening, the only way he's gonna get it.
He may not be in a rush, but he'd like to get it built because it's his property.
He has another property in the area too. I'm not under the impression that he was necessarily going to move in there, but
Do you have his name? I forget his name.
Gene,
Do you know him? Have you spoken to him?
I don't even know which lot it is.
It's 27.
Alright.
27,
Then I
very
think I
well.
know where it is. It's on the
yeah,
right-hand
so
side.
I think the question is if he was gonna slowly build, like how soon, and does it make sense to put in a well just to have us pay to decommission it? I mean.
Well, we wouldn't have to pay the extra.
Right, but that's the question.
Spend $7,000 to $9,000 or wait and have the water line put in to save some aggravation.
Right.
I think that's gonna be a business decision.
That's what I told him.
Right.
It's basically your decision, so.
If he's not planning on living there, then.
He took his paperwork and left, he's gonna talk to his wife.
Yeah, I don't think there's any waiver or variance or anything we could do about that.
Hey, if he wanted to wait,
Then that's fair game.
then it's fair.
But he doesn't get to live in the house.
But if he doesn't, he needs to be on that list before they go by,
Otherwise,
because if they already go by, he's gonna have to pay.
But if he owns the land, he can still be on the list, right? Even if the house
You
is.
can be on the list, but if they go by your house and you're not ready, then you gotta pay for yourself.
Right.
So he has to kind of time that out. So,
we just put a well in.
Yeah, no, it's kind of, it's a bad scenario.
plus, ExxonMobil's gonna pay some of the decommissioner for it now.
So maybe that could be a negotiation where Mobil will tie in, oh, sorry, not ExxonMobil, but Casella would tie in. Because they would have cost savings of not decommissioning the well.
Correct.
So maybe if they discussed that, maybe there was something we could do so it happened simultaneously without the need for waste.
Kleinfelder engineer was in, he was checking a lot to make sure that the correct property, and he's pinning the property to do the design plan for the pump station. So the town has secured the property. for-
So, okay, I guess myself then, if there was a negotiation like that, right, where let's not put a well in for the sake of decommissioning it and spend all this money, right? If it was negotiated where they would allow that tie-in to happen, I would be okay with him, not saying I have the power to do that, but I'd be okay with him building the house or letting them tie in, or at least stubbing it or whatever it would be. Just not give them a final occupancy
Sure.
until it was tied in.
Yeah.
But if that's what it took to get that to tie in, but I mean, that would be a unique
I think-
case.
Yeah, I think what Willie's point is, in order to get the building permit, he has to do the perk test and show that he's put the well in.
with the certain gallon permit. And what I'm saying is, I would be on board with waiving that well requirement if it was legal to do so, if Kurt was able to do it. Under the, only if there was negotiation for that tie-in to occur before it was occupied.
So is it okay if I speak to Kurt specifically?
That's
on
what
that?
I think we need to
When
do.
you get a building, that doesn't
You have to,
matter
okay.
what. Never do it.
But I think, like you said, if you're with your support, I would speak to Kurt and say, I spoke with the board, this is the current situation, we can still issue the permit pending that he agrees and the board agrees that he'd have to have that, because he was not gonna have a well, he's
Right.
gonna have to be tied in, he's taking a chance.
He would waive that requirement for the well test to go in under the assumption that this guy 100% is gonna get tied into public water or he'll never get the occupancy. You know, now, you look at the big picture, and I don't know if that's legal, it's worth asking, I don't know if it's legal. Number two, does Kurt become conflict of interest on that, and is Kurt the person to ask on that as well?
Sure, I didn't think so.
So, I mean, this could turn into quite a question.
You're right. All right,
And he never moved it since it was 2 years. That's a lot in this year. For 2 years with no water on it.
That would be,
You'd have to-
that would be part of the deal, that if they don't put water until 2026, you don't move into
It may be
2026.
an investment property, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but still, it's gonna be in that
It's
area.
just something that I wanted.
yeah, no, it's
I
a,
forgot about the one thing.
yeah, it's, I would be okay with that if we had the ability to do that, but I don't, you know, or write a letter to Kurt saying this is the intention, this is what's gonna happen or whatnot. I'd be on board because it doesn't make sense to drill a well, decommission the well, tie in, you know, when it could be just a new construction, tie it right in, right from the get-go.
How close is it to another house?
Geez, I don't
I
know.
didn't see, I have to look, but I will look into it and I will,
You could just run another line.
So I guess the approach that we take from this would be, if we ask Kurt if that is even feasible, if Kurt is the contact person on this, if it's feasible, and if Kurt says he would take that into consideration, I think that comment comes back to this board, and this board makes a decision and votes on it.
correct.
You ain't gonna get built on
I have one last thing, I spoke to contact person at Treehouse Brewery. They're, if Kurt allows on Thursday, I have 4 or 5 food vendors that are gonna be here for a grand opening on Saturday. I'll be doing an inspection. So if any of the board members, seeing it's a nice new business, want to come with me on Saturday, I am certainly going to be there for inspect. I already did a pre-final, pre-operational, did the walkthrough, beautiful that I would be there on Saturday morning. If someone wants to meet me for the board, more than welcome to.
Can we do some testing?
I don't drink, but I'm sure you're welcome, you're not on duty and you're on the board. I'll be officially working.
Imagine having them across the room.
Yeah,
But the place is very impressive, and that's.
I heard that.
Very, the only thing I don't like is the pulling out and pulling an aspect.
I don't like that either, especially if somebody indulges and they pull out on Route 20 like that, you know, I guess it's anywhere in the United States, but it's.
They didn't have to offer food, but I encouraged them strongly that, because they're agricultural brewery, that please have some food offered.
Right.
So, and they did, and they have, they're gonna have a lot of food there, and the place is very impressive, so.
Good.
I am going on Saturday to,
What time, Jim?
I'll probably, I think the vendors will be there, I usually between 9 and 10. So,
I won't be able to make
How
it.
come the state didn't make it on breakdown?
That's what I asked, a turnout or pull-out or whatever they call it.
It's gonna be a law.
I don't know what.
Way I understand.
I
It'll
don't
be
know
right
what's-
turn only out of there.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That will help.
It'll
The next
help.
question is, if you're going westbound on 20 by Zorba's, then you say, oh, there's a brewery. Come to a stop
I
and
felt the same thing myself, because you really don't, I knew it was right across the Zorbas, but it's not, there's no big sign to tell you, hey, right here.
Maybe they
It's way back.
they might put one outside.
Yeah,
It could, but I just wanted to let the board know that this this is a big thing, and people coming from Europe, all over the place. And,
So we're gonna have between Brimfield Flea Market and the grand opening, stay off Route 20.
Don't take Route 20.
I take the mass bike anyway, what the,
I know.
where you going?
Right.
So I'm all set.
Gary, did you wanna discuss Flint Road landfill?
I do have two small bits of information for you. One, phase one initial site investigation report is due. Robin has it, it's submitted this week. In that, we have to submit a phase two, which says what else we're gonna do. And in the phase two, we said, we've already done everything we need to do because of all the work that's already been done in the landfill by AECom back in 2010. So did not commit the town to any aggressive actions or anything. The data from the landfill, the last round of data was really good. The drinking water wells were really good. So both of the Flint Road landfills, the groundwater data was good last time. Still some dioxide, but lower concentrations, less prevalent. The other contaminants, TC hasn't been there.
Non-detect at the residence?
Non-detect at the residents, both 1,4-dioxane and TC. So hopefully that will continue, no guarantee on that. DEP asked for a health and safety plan to address the 2010 notice of non-compliance or notice of deficiency on its submittal. We did that, we submitted that. DEP asked me for a cover letter to pull together all the dates of why it took so long, so I sent that off to them today. I got a call from Jim Wade today saying, thanks, great. Can we get together and talk about these two landfills so I can understand which one's the old landfill, which one's the old dump, and which one's this, and where this is going, and where we need to go.
Have him come to the meeting.
So he wants to get together in August.
Okay.
I said I would make myself available. I said that I'd like Jim to be available. He's probably gonna come down. He has been in Central Region for about 6 years, so he wasn't actually there when that original report got submitted. It gives us an opportunity to explain to him what's going on at the landfill, what the data is, so that he can complete his technical review of that document and hopefully agree with AECom's
So,
recommendations.
yeah, so if that happens in August, I would be open to setting up a meeting with him, a board health meeting, maybe an on-site meeting.
Yeah, he wanted to do something, he wanted to just kind of get up to speed.
Yeah.
So, he said he would get back to me, Greg Root works underneath him, Greg's on vacation. So he'd get back to me next week or the following week, but probably middle of August. He said he just wanted an hour time just to kind of understand what's going on.
So
Probably maybe walk
teleconference
the site.
or-
No, walk the site,
Yeah.
maybe. Just
So
kind of see
I'd
where
be
it
up
is.
for that.
So I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah.
It'll be something probably during the middle of the day,
Okay.
or end of the day, whatever. I can try to get that arranged. Probably obviously later in the day would be better for everybody, right?
Papa.
Okay. I'll,
Any day's a given day, I
exactly.
Mark.
I'll keep you posted.
Papa.
Under new business, we have the possibility of GeoTMS for the office. I'd like to table that until another meeting.
Sure. I'm still working on it, so, but it is quite possible to achieve that, so.
So Will, you okay with tabling?
What?
John, you
I
okay?
am, I think I went out and checked this out online, some of the possibilities. Was it an email that you sent, Jim, with a link or something?
Yeah, I sent that out.
Yes, okay, so I went on there and I checked it out. It sounds good, but yeah, that's fine, we can do it. But that's a ways off anyway.
It's a ways off, we're working on it, but I know you want us to do it.
Is this something grant money or?
No, I think we'll look at it in 2 ways.
Yeah,
It
okay.
won't be a grant, but
Where's your at?
Wouldn't be a grant, but it seems like in the end it would be a cost savings.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And it would make our jobs easier.
and more
User-friendly.
User-friendly for the public as well.
Yeah.
They could access some of it.
Next meeting, I'll make sure I have a solid plan of what I'm gonna present to the board.
On the next meeting, can we put on there marijuana facilities in town, Charles?
Sure.
So we can talk about that as well.
Do you want me to get all the regulations and stuff for you?
No, we just have an open meeting about it. See how the board feels about it. Maybe after that meeting, we'll consider getting the regulations on. Just a preliminary chat, there's no activity in town yet, so.
No,
When is the next meeting that we discussed?
the board sends to me.
Where are we, the 11th?
No feeling on that, Jim?
You guys wanna go in 2 weeks, the 25th, or do you wanna?
And we can always change it.
So for now, we'll say the 25th.
All right, I'll have Andrea set the meeting for the 25th, and I think as long as we get it posted and put the certain things on there and not have to wait for you to get back, because sometimes you don't have the service, and then if you want to make changes later, we can, but we'll at least get it posted, because people are going on holidays and stuff, in the clerk's office, we want to make sure we get posted in time.
Yeah.
So, we'll post it for the 25th, and we'll keep the agenda, and so we'll discuss the deal with TMS and the marijuana issues on the agenda, and H-Foot Road, Monroe Road.
I will.
Yep.
Make a motion to
Okay.
adjourn.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Daddy!